All right, and you can keep those coming if you haven't dropped one in yet. But while we have that on the screen, we'll do a check-in round. A check-in round is just everybody's chance to share how they're showing up today. And one of the things you can do to make a check-in round a little easier is have a silly question like this up on the screen. So if you're not sure what to talk about, you can just riff on what you're seeing right here. Or you can tell us how you slept last night, or what's your favorite add-on ingredient for macaroni and cheese. I'll pass it over to Lewis first. You can go and then pass it to the next person.
Thank you, James. Hello, everybody. I'm really excited about today's session. I'm always excited for these sessions, man. I should stop saying that already. But like, yeah. Other than that, I don't know why everyone is going for mac and cheese. I pass it to Nori.
I'm doing good. Looking forward to this session. Last night I made a curry with some fallow deer meat, and it was delicious. And it was shot and processed locally on Main Island, so it was like a super local meal. It was really fun. Yeah. Pass it over to Newman.
Hey, thanks, Nori. Yeah, I other than mac and cheese, and I don't know, I'm feeling the spring. I just had a great Tuesdays is Qigong day, so I do my Qigong with this incredible teacher that I've found here in New York. And the other big thing is I've got a lot of great projects and thinking about as we wind down the Gimbal Labs, like winding up some really cool summer projects. Definitely want to get that in there. And, summertime is here. I'm, planning some fun summertime activities and hoping to get out on the water and, get out to the ball field. And it's good. The spring is here, but, the summer is waiting for us out there. And let's see, who else is here? Adrian, what's up?
Hey guys, I'm doing good. I'll pass it to Roberto.
Hey guys, I'm doing good. I want to shout out Lewis. Thank you, Lewis, for your help with sorting out the Discord moderation stuff. That was really helpful. And also happy about spring being here. I don't like summer so much. I'm not a hot weather kind of person, but I'm just really glad that the sun is out because we're all getting a little bit of cabin fever here, especially with Luca. So I'm really grateful for spring. And who am I passing it to? Harsha?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm pretty glad that I could wrap up Mesh, and I feel like Tuesdays are free all of a sudden, so feels like a lot of extra time on hand. So that's pretty good. So I can only focus on Pioneers on Tuesday without having to worry about other stuff. So yeah, I feel good. Who else is left? Let's see. James, I think you're the only one left.
Yep.
I just heard Harsha say that he's going to think about Pioneers all day on Tuesday. This is just so exciting. Hey guys, I'm showing up good. Yeah, excited about spring as well. I know that Newman was training with the New York Mets. I'm a lifelong fan, and I heard that the New York Post predicted them to win this year. So let's go.
Let's go Mets.
All right. So this question right here, right, it's open-ended. That's the first thing to notice about it, right? And sometimes you can give people an open-ended question that they can do whatever they want with. We had no idea that mac and cheese was going to show up, but once it did, it started to form a theme. That's kind of an interesting phenomenon, isn't it? And I want you to think about the multi-layered role that open-ended prompts like this play in creating a signal, right? At one level, we have a signal that we can read right here in the words on the page, right? We can take each of these at face value, We could try to falsify or debate that salad is better than mac and cheese if we wanted to fight. But there's another signal that's happening, which is just, how are we all showing up today? And we know that we do this very explicitly whenever we do a check-in round. But when I use a question like this as a teacher, I'm not so much worried about the details of what students are going to say. What I'm really trying to find out is, hey, who's taking this question really seriously versus who's not afraid to mess around and make a joke out of it, right? What's the vibe of the room today based on what you see here? And if you were going to look at these, like, what would you infer about the vibe of this room right now? What comes to mind? For example, like maybe it's lunchtime. I don't know.
It's lunch. As I was about to say, I was like, could be right around lunch, but then it's also playful, right? It's also like, oh yeah. It's...
What else do you notice?
Actually, I don't know if this is the intention of the thing, but the whole the priority making or the oppositional part, like to say this is better than to say, well, like to organize things. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Can you imagine like 16 other ways this group of people might have answered this depending on the weather, right? Or like,
yes, definitely.
The events were, right? There was no guarantee we were going to talk about mac and cheese on this particular day, but it's the thing we happen to talk about today, right? So, okay, where is this going, right? What we're starting to realize and have language for is that the linear telling of internet history no longer serves us, right? In blockchain, we've made an industry out of using the term Web 3, which implies that there was a Web 2, which there was, and which implies that there was a Web 1 that didn't know it was Web 1 at the time. But people have theorized about going from Web 1 to 2 to 3. And now we're at this maturity stage where people understand that networks or the internet can be used in different scopes, right? And we can talk about the social media scope, right? Web 2, more or less, but one that still exists. It's free to publish, and I can write whatever I want on Twitter, but the business model is advertisement. AI has flipped it a little bit. It's allowed all of us to retreat and synthesize whatever we want, but to flood each other's attention, right? So here you're trying to get attention on social media with a short post, right? Something that might go viral or farm engagement and get the word out about something that you're trying to share with the world. Compare that with your own experience with AI, right? How many ideas is it possible to generate? But what's the capacity of other people to adopt those ideas, right? It's a new kind of tension, different from the one that social media offers. And over here on blockchain, which had the spotlight maybe 5 years ago in the public imagination, that spotlight is now really owned by AI. And my question is, what's the intersection of this? Like, what if we have been building on distributed ledger technology, why? And is there a class of problems introduced by AI that gets us to talk about where do these things intersect and which one we're building for? Anybody have any thoughts on how these layers interact or meet with each other? And do you have a preference about which one you're building for?
I can jump in. And I think he talked about, I didn't come last week, but I listened to a little bit on the video, and the social media sort of gave us that feed, which the fire hose feed. AI allows us, which is a thing, but AI allows us to synthesize. It was another thing I think that you'd said about losing community value, and so AI like can break down a feed and quickly synthesize, pull things together, and then blockchain can turn it into value and or do the attribution. I always think about it as the identity layer, and what happens when people are known versus unknown. But yeah, that's immediately where I kind of get to. And there must be many others.
Where people are known and unknown. I love that.
Yeah, like a system's change, and this is somewhere I saw some of the research, basically talking about networks and sort of early social media and why blockchain was so important. And it goes back to actually one of the very first things of me on the internet was the famous, there's two dogs. I don't know if you guys know this. There's a dog on a computer. He's typing on the computer and he's looking down at the other dog. And he says, on the internet, no one knows you're a dog. It's just, so the idea of what changes when, and this kind of gets us into like the zero knowledge proof and knowing enough without oversharing, but when I first showed up, I thought that identity would be the number one thing. That's why I was here. I was like, oh, this solves that weird social media happening. And I didn't really account for AI, but it definitely blew up, like you're saying, that there's just now a super floods everything.
Anybody else feel like sharing?
I can go. For me at least, I think social media is the distribution layer. Blockchain is it's kind of like Newman's version, but slightly different words. But yeah, social media is the distribution layer, blockchain is the truth layer, and AI is the automation layer. Without the blockchain, you can automate a bunch of things, but like you don't know if it is true or not. Like none of that can truly be confirmed. Actually, with blockchain, I have been thinking, is it really the truth layer or is it like an immutability layer? Like it could be truth or false. Like even if you say, for example, I make a tweet saying something weird, and I put it on the blockchain, it stays there forever. Whether it's the truth or not, it just stays. It's like more of like a confirm the past layer. I don't even know how to put it. But I think the blockchain makes sense for truth. Like if ever truth should exist on a layer, it has to be the blockchain because it's immutable. It cannot change. And I think all three of them, at least in my head, have to go hand in hand. I think AI you can eliminate, but at least social media and blockchain for me are like very connected. And AI, I personally think, is an automation layer that can fit in anywhere. Yeah, but I'm just like randomly saying stuff right now.
I love it. Well, I mean, these subheadings are falsifiable, right? Like AI, you said, you just called it the automation instead of synthesis, or verification over here instead of immutability.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Good.
Ooh.
Anybody else? What you got?
I want to do another one. This is something I've been thinking about, that AI sort of is the way it is because we had the social media flood beforehand. Meaning that if they would have come out somewhat together, it may have changed if AI had come out before and then we had social media. There's something about that we built this huge infrastructure around the attention economy and the whole advertisement thing Like it's just it's sort of like I always see an echo. I was like, oh, that's a social media thing, and if that wasn't there, what would AI be like?
That's
I guess
actually really, I love that. I'm going to walk around with that one. Yeah, if
Yeah.
Web 2 was defined differently by a different accident of history, what AI would we have now?
Yep.
I've been thinking about words and language and meaning and value. There's a really I like the book. It's called Snow Crash. It's a cyberpunk book. I think it's from the 80s or something. And it has a like the one of the premises of the book is that religion is originally sort of like a virus, and it reprograms your brain. It is like as you speak about something, that frames the way you think about things and the beliefs that you have and all these kinds of things. It's kind of a trippy thing, and apparently this exists. And there's this other guy. There's this comedian called John Holmes. What's this word? Well, anyways, he says that words are like little spells, and the way that you refer to people, the way that you talk about people, it makes them feel a certain way. It makes them talk about it. It makes you react. You internalize it. You repeat it. You reflect it into the world. And I feel like social media as well as AI is just it took away a lot of meaning from words and interactions, and people were not longer, you don't need to be careful about what you put out there because you're behind this anonymity layer. And so you flood the zone. And we're in this stage of it's so hard to believe in anything. Like who says what? Is the news saying the truth? Is anyone reporting facts? What's real? What's not? What's intended with the wording? And what I really liked about blockchain initially was that it creates a cost to putting information somewhere. And it also creates a value. There is this real weird economics to what information is put on the blockchain. Because of the value that it gives you, it comes with an associated cost. And there is this friction and this struggle because we always want to go with the least effort, least resistant thing. So AI allows everyone to look really smart as opposed to social media, which makes everyone look really stupid. But that doesn't mean that there is value in what the AI is allowing you to spit out. Apparently there's this research from Wharton that people are doing this cognitive surrender kind of thing, which is AI is tricking you into thinking that what it spits out, you came up with that. So you assign value to it as its truth or whatever, even if you review it. So I think that we it's unfortunate that AI came when it came because it didn't seem like if blockchain is something that we're going to adopt, it didn't have really the time to mature before this new hype came in, which is this immature, untested, insecure tool that everyone is sort of like learning as they put out all this stuff into the world, that it can be really, it's kind of like a virus. Now we can all fool ourselves as being domain experts and we can do anything, we can build anything, but it's really, time will tell if any of that is really valuable. It's still like, is it going to replace jobs? Well, it definitely is putting people out of work. And it's a really nice narrative to hide stuff like a recession or difficult or bad hiring decisions for these big companies. So it's kind of funny how we as a civilization have decided to assign so much value to the words that we're putting in this environment, right? In this digital, anonymous environment. And I feel like blockchain could be this really good anchor, but it's always about adoption, right? We didn't get the 8-track. We didn't get these other really good sound systems or image systems because at the end of the day, the industry and the market works like it works, and something got massive adoption. And so we missed out on other interfaces, other ways of doing and saying things. And so this is my concern, is that we have this tool, it seems to be plowing ahead, but at the same time, I feel so much, right now it's such a, I really don't like being on Twitter, but lately it's been like I'm just morbidly curious to see what the conversations are about. And these times where it's kind of hard, it gets so nasty and so aggressive, and people get so protective of everything because, we're all kind of in this uncertain situation where blockchain even is like someone, I think The Economist said, blockchain is boring now, and being boring is not good. We used to be the cool kid on the block. Now we're just the old thing, and institutions are adopting it. So it's not really that nice. It's weird. It seems like the solution is right in front of our faces, but we don't seem to be taking advantage of it for purposes that would be nice to have it. It degens. That's all I hear about. It's so boring, and that's true, right? That's the only real application that people seem to be jumping into, and kind of missing the forest for the trees. So yeah, that's my non-conclusion. Kind of just needed to get it out there because I've been thinking about that a lot.
Oh, I love it. And guys, thank you for going there together. Yeah, thanks for thinking about this stuff. And in the chat, Nori shares, boring is good. Here's the link to, so Stewart Brand first published this essay in 1999, I think, but has published a few revisions over the years. So I just dropped a link to the most recent one. And it relates to this conversation we're having right here. And when you think about it, right, now apply the same lesson, right? Like operating at different speeds, this prompt right here, and we've got a few more responses flowing in, offers different kinds of signals, right? I could pass these results. I could drop these results on Twitter and start a pineapple pizza argument about mac and cheese versus salad. Or I could take these results and I could feed them to an AI, and it could give me a plausibly erudite, right, exposition on whatever surprise it synthesized from here. On the blockchain side, right, we're having this conversation, right? We're doing something kind of trivial and inefficient right here, talking to each other, but we're also casting spells on each other with our words that, my afternoon and what I think about tomorrow is going to be informed by the spells y'all just cast on me. So thank you. And I think it's worth exploring these interplays. Now, another level we are operating at right here is, sure, this is the first iteration of Andamio Pioneers. This is a fledgling program that's going to grow over time. What we're doing right now as well is trying to find the right language to talk to the world about it. So thank you for being game. I'm excited to synthesize the transcript of this meeting and make connections to these ideas and to discover together how we tell that story, how we tell the boring is good story, the infrastructure is important story, the transaction is worth it story that Roberto was just pointing to. So thanks. This frames work, and it's something that certainly we can return to as a lens. So with an hour left, let's jump into the curriculum that we've been navigating together. This learning target, we assessed it last week, but now that it's been a week and we have different people showing up every time, I just want to check in on where you're at on this one. So I'll drop the link in the chat again. We got Aomi here. Hi, Aomi. Welcome, welcome. Did anybody else just show up? Do a quick assessment here, just because I want to know where we're at right now. This is also a signal, right, that can help us decide where to focus our attention next. And if we need to do another demo of this, we can as we go. But really, our goal is to move on to the next module. Oh, which I added to the agenda, but not to this Menti. Okay, I'm going to add the module 103 targets next week. I thought I did that. So we'll do a pre-assessment. For today, let's jump over to the agenda. Here's the link, just in case you need it. Oops. There it is. And what we're doing is we're just keeping track of meeting agendas here for now. We're collecting feedback whenever you've got it. You can log it as an issue in this repository. And right here, we've got our meeting number 5 agenda. Blank is better than blank. We did that. We don't have any new GitHub issues this time. And I mentioned this at Gimbal Labs Open Spaces and a little bit last week as well. I'm starting to recognize that feedback is that valuable signal. And this is an idea I want to keep exploring with anybody who's interested. Now that I can very quickly make AI make me feel like I'm making progress, what good is it if I'm not sharing those ideas and actually making them worthwhile by hearing from somebody else, right? Not the AI saying, oh, that's a great idea, right? Nori and I have talked a lot about how you can change your context files so that the thing is not just going to flatter you, but really explore your ideas. But even if you get that part right, that mountain of data that you could potentially create, that folder full of vibe-coded apps that you could potentially create, to me, their value comes when somebody else actually looks at it and says, ooh, I like it, or I don't like it, and here's why, right? So that's something we're going to keep looking at, these different levels of signals that each of these speeds offer to us. And with a new tool like Andamio, which, as you know, is built on blockchain, what is the value prop there? Discovering that together. We just did a quick self-assessment of this one, but I didn't add the 103 learning targets to the Menti yet. So we'll just go from here. And we had a little bit of a hopeful agenda today. Newman has been away for a couple weeks, but last time you were here, one of the pieces of feedback you gave was that you would love to see an Andamio Hello World. Yeah. So we had Ian take us through this last week, but I wanted to propose, how would you feel about trying to work through these learning targets and giving us real-time feedback about the Hello World experience?
I'm setting my terminal to attack mode, and yeah, let's do this.
Set controls.
Oh yeah,
done. Very good. So if any objections to me handing it off to Newman to share screen, and we can see if we can help him figure out how to get the template up and running.
Yeah, let me log in and get all that taken care of.
And while you're getting set up, right, just reviewing the agenda. We won't get through all of these learning targets today, but if you can fork, clone, and configure and just get this thing running locally with your own API key, then we can talk about this more philosophical learning target, and then we can choose our own adventure from here. One of the skills embedded, you can see right here, learning target number 3, is about invoking the agent skills that come packaged in the template. And one of those skills, maybe we'll get this done today, but if not next week, there's a transaction challenge skill that's designed to help you learn about how the whole system works as you use it. So that's just a little preview of where we're going next. You ready to roll?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got good. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I'm just doing my final sign in. This should be good. Okay.
I forgot to say we're on pre-prod for today. So
Let me switch it up to pre-prod. That makes sense.
yeah, we're not gonna spend any real ADA tokens while working through this. And I just dropped the link in the chat. preprod.app.andamio.io is the place to start. And
okay. Now I gotta go into. It's taken off my my intelligence points, so I have to remember how to get Eternal to pre-prod. I can do it.
you got this.
And you can see
an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You still have to press a button in a UX to make that change. You can't just, well, I guess as of yesterday, what did Claude release a way just to control your whole computer? I haven't played with that.
Let's see. Do I have a I don't know if I've got a token on a pre-prod. Is that? We'll see what's up. Let's just copy this and this. Mash Apollo. I'm just going through my wallets. I have no idea which one it would be. I might have to create a theme.
That's the whole flow. That's actually really great, right? So you can imagine yourself as somebody brand new to Andamio who wants to get that API key so that you can start to build.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this, I found it. I found it in my wallet. I'm just gonna talk you through it. I do have a pre-prod wallet, and I see my access token. Let me make sure that I've got that one's password. I think that's it. And then if I bounce over, okay. So I think we're good here. Let me share my screen. And Sherry. No, whole screen. Yes. Like this. Oh, wait a minute. And then, let's see, I need the pre-prod. So I see pre-prod up here. You guys can see my screen now?
Yeah, it looks great. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, I should be able to see if I do some of this stuff. I'll make this bigger. Okay. So see pre-prod, I hit enter. Connect the wallet. Ooh. Select a card
you have a wallet in this.
No, I don't. Yeah, that was not the right one. So let's go here, and enter here. Should pop up. There we go. Okay. Should be here. That's not it. Oh man. Actually, the way to do this without showing my password is this guy. And
nice.
Okay. There we go. I'm Newman 5 pre-prod. And what's my first task? Harsha, where are you at?
Okay, so we could direct you to figure it out, but there is also a new Hello World at docs.andamio.io. So
here we go.
We can, all of us would be very excited to help show off what we learned last week.
It's true. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay,
and go to getting started.
Let's see if I can figure it. It says I'm looking for getting started. There we go. I can just make this smaller. There we go. Okay, getting started. Set up your local dev environment. Run the Andamio app template. I'm excited about this. Please, someone set a timer. Somebody set a timer for 15 minutes because I can do this. I can do this. Okay, so I do have Node.js and I do have a Cardano with pre-prod, and we'll see how much test data I've got. Mint your access token. I have done this, so I know enough to know that this is done. And I should be able to pre-prod it up. Yeah, see, there it is. There's my, it's called Eternal One. Andamio, there we go. Okay. Connect your wallet, enter an alias. Okay, I've done all this. Generate an API key. Aha, okay. So I don't necessarily want to click this link. What will happen if I click this link? Oh, okay. I saw that registered developers already have an account. Okay, hold on, let's go back here. Connect your wallet, sign into the gateway. So now I've got 2 of these. I'm going to close this one down. Sign in to the gateway. I'm just going to sign in. No account, no developer account for this wallet. Complete the registration below to get started. Okay. I'm going to do something like this and verify with a signature. Sign. Did I paste anything? No, I don't think so. Should work. Back, email, verify. Let's check out an email. All right. Email. Aha. There we go. So this is what I'm going to need to do, because if I click on this, it's going to open this in this other browser. This is something that I know. If I click this, pop this in. Email verified. Yeah, all right. Your email's been verified. You can that. Your session has been updated with your verified email. Continue the dashboard. Okay. So I think I'm going to close this down now. I'm going to, okay. Generate an API key. API. Huh, okay. I thought I was in the middle of this, but I got to go back to this guy. And I'm sort of thinking it might be this. So yeah, it is that. All right. Okay, I'm seeing green. I love green. Generate an API key. Do you guys want to look at, are we sharing API keys for pre-prod, or should I turn off screen?
Ian did this last week, and we just advised that after the session, he delete the one he creates here and just do it again. I can
do it
down below.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh yeah, a little rotate thing. That's good. So I'm going to copy this, and I know API keys, and I'm just going to put this off to the side. API. Yeah. And add to your environment API key. Oh, okay, here's the environment variable. I know that. Oh, it ends in a equals sign. That's pretty cool. This guy. Okay. And your API keys, managing your existing. It just says this one. All right, let's go back to my getting started. Okay, I think I did all that. Ooh, did I name it anything? I didn't name it anything. No worries. Name it. Copy the key immediately. It won't be shown again. Okay. Clone and install. Let's do this. Okay, so now we can, I know what to do with this. So I'm going to start up a new gizmo. And this is how I do it. I just have a big folder with my initials there. And here I've got an Andamio folder. I just ask VS Code to open this in the terminal. And this, then I can paste in all this. And sometimes I don't like to give them like 3 commands at one time, but this looks pretty standard. So I think I'm gonna just hit enter. Okay, it's making the correct kind of noises. It's doing that first part of the cloning. It's thinking about it. While all this is happening, I'm going to See, as soon as it makes that, Andamio T3 app template and Andamio app template. Hold on. It's Andamio app template. It's this one. So I'm going to ask it to open this one. And then I'm going to do this magic spell, which God knows what exactly it does, but I know that if I do that, then I get a new window. And I can go from over there. So I can close this terminal. I can close this terminal. This one is still working.
I wonder why. Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Let's look and see. It looks like it's pretty filled out.
I see it now does have a node underscore modules directory. I'm not sure where it's stuck, but that's good to know. Would you control C that terminal and see what happens?
Ooh, it said no.
Oh, it's not even gonna let you do that.
Let's see. Let's try it one more time. Just to let it know that we mean business. Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
And maybe try it one more time, npm install, just to see if it finishes.
Oh, it did. Yeah, check out. So it did clone it. It did CD into it. So let's just try the npm install. Maybe give it just the key short. We could do a Harsha trick and just delete the node modules and ask it again.
Always an option.
See what happens. Let's give it. Oh man, do we really have 10 minutes of this left? We could extend it a little bit. Come on.
Clock says we've been going for 7 so far, but we're okay. And yeah, there might have been what I'm going to check on my side is we might have uploaded a file that we shouldn't have.
Okay.
But that would slow down the cloning process, not the install process.
You know what I could do is do this. I'm gonna shut all of this down, and I'm gonna shut this one down. I'm gonna shut this guy down. Unfortunately, that means it's gonna. This one. Let's see. This is that old computer hacker. Unplug it and plug it back in.
Always.
Yep. See if the force is with us today. Fire up the terminal. Make sure I'm in the right one. Just for kicks, I can see a package.json. That means I can do npm install. It worked. All right. Okay, cool. What's next on my task? I love Hello World. Okay.
Off and on buttons.
Config. What? It's the CP. I think just means create those, right? So I'm going to do that.
So CP is copy, right? So this comes with an example environment file.
Oh, so it's going to create an env file that's a copy of this one.
Right.
Nice.
And this one is get ignored, so you can put your secrets in here.
All right, here come my secrets. Copy all this. And no, not that one, this one. And here, let's get this guy. Put this guy down. Oh, you're crushing me with this. Okay. Ooh, okay. Is this seems like that should be in there. If I just did this. Okay, so we don't need that one. And this one. Okay. And because we're just playing around, I'm going to do this. Copying my API key, which I wrote down diligently. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. I'm pretending like I'm an AI. I'm flattering myself. It's the best idea you've had all week. This
You're
is
really onto
genuinely. This is genuinely, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's look for. Okay, so we got that one in there. Token policy ID. Does this? Where did this one come from? Copy. Oh, wait a minute. Probably not that one. Okay. So, okay. So what is going on here? 29. Okay, those are totally different. So I'm going to use that one. Did I get this from?
Oh, the documentation one is deprecated. Yeah, the one in this file is the right one. I'll update that.
Oh, this is the right one? The one that came in the clone?
Mm-hmm. And you can validate that against your Eternal wallet on pre-prod, where you have an access token that ought to have that policy ID.
Let's look. Let's look. AA1. 274F. AA1 274F. So this is the one we want. I'm imagining. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I close up everything down here? Believe I did. Watch this. And okay, I feel like I'm on to the next step. Man, I love doing steps. Look, I'm already on step 5. Okay, start the dev server property. Okay, so here, and I know that we've got to have the package JSON. It's got a dev is going to run next dev. Okay, dev. Okay. See, if I click on that, it's going to open in my default browser, which we don't want. We're going to do it here. Here. Survey says. Next apps pay the price. You just got to wait. All the words are casting spells or spelling at each other. They're doing the DiCaprio beer and point at the TV. They're doing the Spider-Man Mexican standoff. No offense to Mexicans.
What does the terminal say in VS Code?
Let's see. Compiling.
Yeah, okay, it's compiled.
That's all right.
This time.
There it comes. It just says, it's like, oh, you're on a time crunch, you're trying to do a challenge. Let me take 14.2 seconds.
Oh, my
The computers are like, their computer's like, what's a long time? We don't know. 14 seconds feels like an eternity to us. Like, what does it feel like to humans? There, I see something on the screen. Whoa, dudes.
Whoa, what
awesome.
There's graffiti on the website.
Okay.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, well,
I know. I was just like, oh, it knows I'm in New York City. I saw the graffiti removal truck today. I was just like, I wonder what's up with those guys. Okay, here we go. So I'm running. I have a local thing. Okay. What would happen if I? Oh, no, let's see what's next. No, go back here. Go back here. Click in there. Open. There's a click enter. Connect your wallet. You should see your dashboard with your alias. Here we go. Enter. Signing in. Well, I need to, yes. You just do this. Like I
Oh, wow. That
do.
was really cool. That was 15 minutes. So we're pretty close.
Andamio, pre-prod. No, eternal, 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 eternal one pre-prod. There it is. Not my favorite thing to share, but it's all good. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And this guy. And this guy. On chain. So I want to,
Didn't pick up your access token.
hold on, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. This is that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there. Oh, no. Yeah, there's localhost.
Eventually did it in localhost.
It was
Okay.
compiling. Okay.
Okay. Look at this. Okay.
You did it. That was like 15 minutes and 20 seconds. And
Telling you.
it was those 14 seconds that you were talking about.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that was fun.
Thanks.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, let's that and that, you know, I believe in the Hello World. It's like mechanical. And one of the things that I found is that you've like redoing it over and over again. Like it definitely helps to sort of get the mechanical parts of it done. And thanks for letting me, you know, just run through it without too much scaffolding, without too much help. But yeah, it feels like, yeah, I was able to do it. Perfect.
Amazing. So from here, you have options. There's next steps at the bottom of this page, but there's also learning targets in the Pioneers course or on today's agenda. And you can follow your own trail, or you could ask the audience for what they want to see you do.
Let's see. So this is today's agenda. Okay. Building with app Hello World, get the API key, fork, and run the template locally. Boom, that's good. I can explain what the app template provides and when to fork it versus building from scratch. Well, forking it would be if I wanted to edit or work on the template itself, and building from scratch is what I did because I want to build an app myself, right? What does the app template provide? Well, let's look at this app template. So there's some Claude, there's Git, that's the thing. The Git hooks. I don't know what Git hooks are. GitHub, I just found out about this issue template. I know that I can do a bug report and a feature request in this little template when I create an issue. I just learned about that. .next, I imagine, has something to do with .next. .playwright is a like a browser thing. Skills, some agent stuff. Docs. Okay, docs. I think just general human-facing documentation. Okay. It feels like it might be. Oh, okay. This is structure. Oh, it's for AI agents, so I shouldn't read that. Anyway, there's some things in there. Okay, docs. E to E.
Newman, can you for me, can you do like npm install and npm run dev? I just want to see what it builds.
Well, it did it right here. Yeah, it's running right now. It's this guy.
Oh, you already built it? No, okay.
Yeah, it's localhost. It's like a it's a full.
I thought this was the
instance.
app. Okay, you just built this. Okay, beautiful. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's sort of, I kind of, and I'm assuming that if I made a course, it would show up in there, and if I made a project, it would show up in there. I haven't found that yet, but let's keep diving in here. E to E, I don't know. I could make a little note to say what that is. I know what node modules are. Public. This is next or Next.js thing. These are like pass through. These are like graphics, and the fab icon is in here. Public folder. Scripts.
I think those graphics are too big. That was one of the reasons why it stalled up and why it looked like graffiti on the page. So
I bet. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is something that the early web, like web builder from 1999, that was all we did was compress image files. It's like the thing. And then they're like, oh no, don't even worry about it. You know, like you can't find any tools. Okay, but yeah, that's the thing. Oh, now this is something I've been building these bash scripts, and this is something I would love to see. These are script to fix import names to use Andamio prefix, renames imported components. Andamio fix multi-component, but these are general like little utilities for files, and generally I don't know exactly what they are, but here are all your bash scripts and an MJS. So some of that. Little utilities, somethings. Okay, script folder. SRC, this is where all your next stuff is. I learned all this, by the way, for the help of Friendly Neighborhood Gimbal Labs. The app folder, app in parentheses. I've never seen a parentheses in a file name before. That is some flexy stuff. Okay. Ooh, okay. It's a little, I'm just gonna drill down. Contributor, course, credentials, course NFT. Okay, my brain's starting to warm up and hurt as I go down, but there's the app. Components, this is another React Next thing. These are all the different components, and wow, good a bit. UI components, like some generic things. TX components, let's look at one of these. What is it using? It's importing a bunch of other components. That's cool. React. Oh, okay. Not gonna go too far into that. And we were in components, config, contexts, hooks, library, lib. Okay. Little teeny TS utilities, standardized error handling responses. So you got a big full app here. This is not a small little thing. Stores. Okay, styles. Yeah, that's pretty simple. CSS uses Tailwind. Oh, actually, I'm kind of forgetting my manners. I normally look at the package JSON to see what's in here, but it's all good.
I love that that's
TRP. Yeah, it's sort of rude to like just stomp around without like looking first. But anyway, TRPC. I filed that one into something that I kind of know something about, but okay. Types, generated types, errors, utilities. env.js. This is not env. What is this? That's the env and src folder. Oh, okay, that's interesting. To-dos. Okay, this looks like some cool like maybe some docs and whatnot. Okay. There's my env. Here's the env example. What are we ignoring here? Okay. Okay, Playwright. So, hey, the mystery is solved. Playwright uses this E to E folder, I'm assuming. And MCP. Okay, another agent-y thing. This is agent. This gives rules and whatnot. Semantic colors, architecture, wallet, UIs. Okay, agent stuff. A changelog. Cool. Okay. Component JSON. All right. But contributing, this is a standard thing. Like, hey, if you want to build something on this some stuff, cloning, doing the stuff that I was doing, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh, that's out of date. Okay.
A lent config. Next next config. Okay. Package lock, and then there's our package. Okay, let's take a minute here. Okay. These are all the scripts. Build, check, dev, format check, format right, generate types. Okay, this is calling some of our bash scripts. Generate types here. Compile, lint fix preview. Okay. Start. I always wondered why like some use start and some use this next dev. Like, are they similar? Are they the same?
There's a satisfying answer to that one. But we can save it.
We'll save it. We'll save it. Just so you know that I'm like, because most of what I do is just dev, and I kind of know that when you're going to deploy something, you do the build, the checks, there's all the other ones. Is sort of my small things. Holy cow! Look at how, wow, my God. Okay, let's look up. Okay, there are scripts. Here are dependencies. Andamio, D&D kit core. Probably not Dungeons and Dragons, but still makes me think of it. Loading UI, hook form. Okay, here are all our mesh. Okay, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind like scrolling through and seeing where all the mesh shows up. Radix UI. Is that how you say that? Radix? A bunch of Radix UI. Okay. E3OSS, that's interesting. TanStack. Okay. TipTap. Oh, this is the a bunch of TipTap. This is the text editor, TipTap. I've run across that before. A UTXO's SDK. This is that new thing. Look, it's really young. Maybe testing that out. Command Cave, Framer, Lowlight, Lucid React. Okay. And Markdown. Okay. Some React server. Tap Markdown. Early. Zod. Okay. Zustand. Okay. And then these are the dev dependencies. I don't really know what the difference between dependencies and dev dependencies are. I guess this is what they use to build, and then or dependencies are in the build phase, and the dev is like all these tests and stuff that they don't have to use for the next one, maybe. And okay. Okay, so that's package JSON. Some config files, CSS, prettier. And then there's the rebin, the TS config. Okay. And the version. Sweet. Okay. So I feel like, where'd I go? This one. I can explain what the app template provides. I kind of know.
Back in your browser, can I point one thing out for everybody, just so you have this?
Yeah.
In the browser where you have Andamio running on localhost.
Okay.
Right. So here's your version. And if you look at the left-hand navigation, it's got the overview, discover, and studio menus. But if you go to the pre-prod tab that you also have open,
okay,
you'll see it looks exactly the same. It just doesn't have the dev tools. Okay. So the live app has the dev provisioning part, but then the template that you pull down has everything else pretty much as it is right here in the app. And the only reason they're different is because they've started to diverge. All right. The template is basically a version of the app that just has the dev stuff.
Snapshot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
so you'll update that from time to time. You'll like update the template.
Maybe only for as long as we need to. But what we're doing with the template is moving towards using it as kind of an open sourced community resource, right? And so, for example, Intersect will soon be launching their maintainer retainer program, which is where they've invited a couple of projects from across the Cardano ecosystem to onboard open source maintainers to key libraries. Okay. And this template is one of the repos that will start to receive some of that contribution. And when it does, it can become a separate template that starts to stand up on its own, right? Maybe anybody who's contributing to it wants to redo the style completely, right? Maybe there's features, experiments that we want to run, but also there's another signal I was getting from you as you were working through that, right? There were a couple times you noticed, wow, there's a lot here. And one of our questions is, how much is enough? Because we think right now there's probably a little too much here. And so what we want to do is figure out, like, number one, what's the right amount to provide in this template? And number two, what might the other templates be, right? I know Newman, for example, we've talked about this before. Next.js is not the only game in town.
Hello,
and there's certain things that are really not ideal about working with it. Right? So looking at this, here's an early version of one possibility for a template, but could we do better?
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Now, okay. Yep.
So now that you have this, you've got a couple of learning targets or documentation, and we can now start to play around. And everybody here, you've seen this process last week, this week. We'll continue to improve the documentation. But what do you want to do, right? Which of these learning targets jump off the page, or separate from the learning targets, what's something that you want to try to accomplish using this as a starting point?
Right. Yeah. My thought was, okay, the Hello World is interesting because you don't really have to have much of a drive to do a Hello World. I guess maybe it does, but I'm just saying, what's my motivation? If we were on a movie set or something, I would think, like, I want to build a course, and the course is, the one that I was just coming to mind again. There's so many courses, but the logical fallacies. Like, I want to do a course with the 8 top logical fallacies, and each logical fallacy will have a little, exposition, some, here's what it is, here's a link to a YouTube video that explains it, and here's an assignment on where to spot it, and, etc. So I can imagine that I download this repo and I run this locally. To build that course. Is that correct? Or would I build that?
Such a rich question. I love this.
Well, I said, I guess it's maybe it's one of those open-ended questions, because I have no idea what you'll say. But I am like, or, because the other one is I want to create, like, a white label, my own Andamio instance, where I have a series. Like, I want to do Newman's awesome tutorial site, where I've got a bunch of these courses. Would I host this instance on my own, or would I build a course and export it to somewhere else?
Oh man. Can I give you a short answer and a couple of calls to action for everybody?
Sure.
Okay, so whether you were running it locally or at preprod.app.andamio, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you created a course on one, you would see it on the other. Why? Right? Because the anchor for everything you're seeing here is the public blockchain.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And whether you're logging into preprod.app or via local host, your dashboard actually looks the same. You can compare them. And so this is starting to explore that concept that we've been talking about for a long time, but that I don't think there's yet like a go-to example to compare it to, right? This concept of a headless application. Andamio is a headless platform, ultimately. It's what's on chain, and the API makes that more accessible, and it adds a database that can store lesson content and commitment content, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, all of that information can be dressed up however you want to. One thing that's possible to explore, and I've been playing around with some examples that do the same thing, but to follow that concept, you have this idea for a course, right?
Yeah.
And you could build that course and you could mark it public, and it would be viewable to anybody who visits app.andamio.io.
Okay.
But at the same time, you could build an app where you build your own config file that says, hey, I only want to show courses with the following list of policy IDs. And in that way, your app would become the delivery tool for only the content that you want to have displayed there.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And that's something that we could absolutely demo together. That might be a really fun exercise for during this time. But I want to just plant that seed for anybody who wants to play with this. Yeah, try to rip out all of the global utility that's provided here and see if you can build something that only has the data that you want to show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like chop it. You know, we're gonna get choppers. Instead of getting a standard Harley Davidson motorcycle, we're gonna just use the power plant and the rear suspension, and we're gonna put on a this from that and a seat from that. You know, it's the headless. Yeah. I think I'd have to do it to see what. But what you're saying is I can build a course in my local and it would show up. Did I turn it off?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's not running anymore.
Yeah. But I could build here, and then it would be because it's running on the infrastructure, or on because I'm not really certain what's on chain and what's off chain.
Nice.
But it's I guess it's enough to show up. Yeah, that'd be fun. Is that a learning target at some point for our Pioneer pals? I can invoke skillsation. So does it, like, I'm curious as to what the skills will do. Are they building courses?
We can look.
Look.
Yeah.
Answer. Yeah. Let's go through all these, and I'll tell you how I'm what I'm thinking about each one. This is pretty. I think that we got that one, and I can fork, clone, configure, and run the template app locally. And I configured it by entering in my like API key and etc. So not much configuration. But you're saying that we could configure it, like, we could configure it all kinds of ways. So that might be interesting to see, like, okay, what changes with some configuration things. I can invoke the skills agent using the slash commands. But I don't know exactly what would that do. Like what kind of skills, what can I use skills for? I can use the get started to customize brand colors, verify via hot reload. Okay. And so this would be for somebody, I'm trying to think of what the because I'm a pioneer. I don't know. There are going to be miners that come behind me. There's going to be settlers. There are going to be merchants. There are going to be, trappers, people that are religious, like who, I don't know. I'm just going west, because there's a super cool thing out there. But yeah, I'm curious as to how folks will use this. And now what I'm thinking is they're going to create some type of credentialing service, where they need people that have skills and that are verified, Andamio style. Okay, but then 1035 here, I can identify which embedded skill to use for a given task. Okay, I guess that's what I was just asking about. I can log issues, feature requests, and skill requests on the template's GitHub repo. And yeah, we saw a little bit of that. Okay. And this is all in the 100. Which course is this? Is this on the Andamio? Is there a Pioneer Andamio?
There is on mainnet.
Main. So that's this. Is it here? It's here.
And you could just browse. You don't have to log in to see it. You could just browse.
Browse. Okay, cool. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah. So I did this one. Wait a minute. Yeah, here we are. 103. Start settlement. Is there content? Where's the content?
Not yet. No, we're doing a first.
We're doing it now. Hey, I am the content.
This is the signal that will be amplified into lessons after we have these first explorations together. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Yeah. These are the mile markers that all of us pioneers with our wagons.
And I see Harsha's here too.
I just have a slightly off-topic question. Hey Newman, if I give you like a quick task just related to this, would you able to be?
He does this all the time, man. Harsha does this all the time. Okay, of course, man. Yeah.
Can you find the shape of an Andamio credential? Like what does it look like? If I say this is what Andamio credential looks like, what would it look like?
So I see a thing that says credentials here. Let's go over to the pre-prod. And wait a minute. I know what to do. Let me think about this for a second. The shape of the credential, and just because you said shape, I'm thinking of a data structure, and data structure makes me think of what's in my wallet. This is my wallet. Okay, so I think they're on here. Metadata description, second edition. Raw data. Okay, so I don't have anything here because I don't have any credentials, I believe, in V2. Is that true? Okay, no, that's a good quest.
So even if you did not have any credentials yourself and you're just like a
Yeah.
third-party developer, say for example, where would you find it?
I would look in here. To be honest, I would look for a credential. Credential. And I would close everything. And I would look for all these skills, readmes. TX Flow credential. This is in the playwright stuff. Credentials a lot here. Okay, here we go. Course NFT credential loading page. Looks like there's a page that has credentials. Is that in my... I might need to go to mainnet so that I could see credentials. That's what I'm imagining this credentials is. I'm going to go for it. Why not? Andamio.
You'll need to toggle your wallet to mainnet.
Oh, yeah. I can do that, I think. Well, it means that we'd have to leave the testnet. So maybe not want to do it just yet. I would like to do a lifeline and ask, I'd like to ask Adrian. Adrian, if I was looking for the shape of the credential, are you engaged? Are you listening in?
Sorry, I missed the question.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Harsha's asked me to find where the shape of the credentials are in wherever. Where I don't know if I could find it through the front end, but I was hoping to find it through the back end.
So
and I guess
the credential on the course side is just the hash of the SLTs. So you have the student targets in one module, and if you combine them and hash them, that's your credential. Or
where could I see them? I don't know if I have. Could I see them? Are you able to see the screen? Could I see them here?
James, do we have Andamio scan for pre-prod?
We do. It's live for both pre-prod and mainnet. But I'm also looking at the time. This actually, can we make that question the theme of next week's session?
Yeah.
What is the shape of an Andamio credential? And we can have prepared some experiences to look at that question through a few different lenses.
Yeah, because ultimately, back to like this idea of credentialing this group of people that I want to teach the logical fallacies. Ultimately, I want them to have this credential that they can sign in and see that they earned the credential and some things about it, and etc.
That's really cool.
That's the verifiable identity thing. Back to our original thing.
Yeah, and along with that, James, can we also discuss how it fits into the current credential system? I was just looking at how can I add my licenses to, like, say, LinkedIn, or my courses and things like that to LinkedIn, and it was saying it has to follow this W3G data model and stuff like that. Like just for next week, like can we see how we can make that?
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's
cool.
Let's launch that line of inquiry next week. We'll start with where can I see the current shape of an Andamio credential, and then we'll look at how it's not yet a W3 standardized credential and what we might do about that. Nice. Oh, that's very exciting. Cool.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for letting me take the wheel. It made the 90 minutes fly by.
And thanks for requesting the Hello World. That's great feedback. So now we have two places to give feedback. One is in the Pioneers repo, but also same exact process. Just go to the template repo and you can start dropping issues in there. And that's the number one place that will form our agenda for these sessions, right? It's we look at feedback first, if it has come in. We've got a good guiding question for next week. And also, as a lot of you know, Sebastian is there at Builderfest. There's some people from CF who've been working on Viridian, which is a W3C standard credential. So we can put Sebastian on the spot to tell us if he learned anything or started building any bridges there. Thanks, guys. If you watched this video and you made it to here, we meet live on Tuesdays at 17 UTC. You can find the link to this meeting on the Andamio Discord. And we are just getting started building some fun things here. Join us next week to talk credentials. Newman, thanks again. And thanks, everybody.